Okay, can everyone see my screen? Cool, cool, cool. We can see the screen. Nice. All right. Hello, still got some more folks coming in. And if you just came in, do me a favor. Let me know if you are at a position in the district and or if you have some children. What are how many children do you have? And what are their ages, please? If you can include that in your description on there. So you want to click on your name description, put right click on your name description, rename, and then you can add that information for me, please. Because if you don't know, now you know, we are the Etiwanda School District. I love Etiwanda School District. I love your logo. I didn't know there were grapes on there. That's cool. It reminds me of the raisin men back in the day, the dancing raisins from the California raisins. But these are the grapes because Etiwanda, y'all so sweet. And I love being able to serve you. And this is so exciting for me to jump into it. So this is our yelling to yoga session. This is our yelling to yoga session. And as we talked about earlier, that's what we're going to jump into. How can we take it from on the brink of yelling and tearing some stuff up back to that space of yoga, that calm, that relax, that yeah, this is feeling just a little bit better. So we're gonna take you through a journey, but first I got a couple of questions for you. Do me a favor, drop a one in the chat if you're ready to go from yelling to yoga. Drop a one in the chat if you're ready. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hello. Got some more folks coming in. Drop that one in the chat if you're ready to take it to yoga. Bring some woosah in, cool, calm, and collected. All right, and yes, next week will be our family yoga night. So next week we'll get into our full yoga practice. This week we're gonna just drop some tools and some jewels on you so you can begin that journey back to peace and calm. And tomorrow we'll do our full yoga practice. All right, cool. And if you please mute your device, mute your device, and make it as cold as ice as we move through it. Thank you so much. Here we go. I want to make sure we get all we can out of this hour. We're going to get into who I am and what it means to be conscious as adults. Wellness, what is that? Parents are people too. That's what they say. Some awareness, some access, and some practice of this wellness tools and yoga to drop us in. All right. Cool beans. Who is that yoga dude? I'm a bunch of letters, MFT, CYT, mentor, author, healer, kids, working with kids and families for over a decade. Um, Working with my own kids and my own family for even longer than that. So I'm glad to be here and share some of my tools. So MFT is American Family Therapist, and CYT is a certified yoga teacher. All right, so that's what that means. And mentor, author, healer, those are the most important things to me. Being able to provide some tools, share with young people, share with families is just what makes me really feel good about who I am. So that's me when my hair is actually done up, and this is me when I need to get done. So we all been there. What makes you want to yell with your kids? Yell at them, yell with them, yell when you finally got a minute to yourself. What makes you want to yell when it comes to your kids? Do me a favor, drop it in the chat really quickly. What makes you want to yell when it comes to your kids? What makes you frustrated? What makes you just you don't do these dishes, if you don't clean this mess up, if you don't give me a break, give me a second, if you don't stop, mom, dad. What are the things that just make you want to yell with your kids? Drop it in the chat for me, please. I appreciate your honesty and sharing. It is important for us to go from yelling to yoga. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, thank you, you brave souls. You, when they start yelling, you're not yelling, I'm yelling, you're not yelling. When they do not complete a task without constant reminders. Oh, I hate that. Follow some instructions. Hey kid, I'm older than you. I know what to do. Follow my instructions. When asking to do things 1,000 times. Oh, you're lucky. Only 1,000 times. Cool. When they just get the homework done. When they just get the homework done, please. That's all you have to do. Your job is to get the homework done. That's all you have to do. Oh, I understand. These are the things that just make us ah cool. And if you could do me a favor, if all of us can take our microphones off mute for a second, we're going to collectively just yell, just get it out. Hopefully, you're in a space where you can yell. Um, Hopefully, the people. All right, some people took those microphones off quick. Let's go. Let's get the yell in. So take your microphone off mute, and
Two, three.
count of three. We're going to yell as loud as we can. Just get it out. Just get it out. Kids, if you're there, you can ask your
No.
parents. All
No.
right. On the count of three, everybody, from the bottom of the bottom, from our belly, from the gut. Let's get. Sometimes we let it out. One. Here we go. Two. Turn your head up. Yell if you
Yeah,
want to.
Justin.
Three. Let's all yell together. Got the dogs going. Thank you so much. Let me know.
We're not doing
Yo,
yours.
just
We're doing something else.
cool. Thank you. Thank you. Drop it in the chat what yelling is like for you. Drop it in the chat what yelling is like for you. So we know yelling can sometimes just be cathartic. We just got to get it out. But we can't always do it. Sometimes yelling will wake them up. Sometimes yelling will have the neighbors called on us, or the neighbors call people on us. So we want to get into some other tools that help us besides yelling. And I think at the base of it is understanding, what do we want for our kids? What do we want for our kids? These are little baby adults, little baby human beings, and we want something for us. That drives us crazy when they don't understand. Feels released. I love it. I love it. I love it. He responds with attitude and repeats himself. Whew, makes me want to yell. So what do we want for our kids? This is important just to reflect on. I want happiness. I want peace. I want joy. I want them to be a lawyer. I want them to be a tax accountant. I want them to follow Elon Musk to the moon or Mars or whatever. What is it that we want for our kids? A lot of times what stirs up those frustrations and when our kids are not aligned with what we want and what they want, and it just makes us want to yell. We're butting heads. We are trying to socialize and civilize little wild beings. They come here, they're wild, they're all over the place, and we're trying to make them fit into a box that we feel will help them navigate the scary spaces of the world. You need to do this so you can help us and you and not be wow, this person that we see on the streets. It's a lot. You're trying to shape a whole life. And a lot of times we don't even know what we're doing. And what is it that you want from your kids? All right. I know sometimes I just want them to sometimes I just want them to listen. Sometimes I just want a hug, some affection from them sometimes I want them to get it. Sometimes I want them to just get it. What are the things that we want from our kids? I think it's important to reflect on the things that we want from our kids because it is a reciprocal relationship. It's a give and take. We get things from them. We get the sense of taking care of somebody. We get the sense of being needed and being wanted and being loved. We get that from our kids. So it's a mutual relationship that we are engaged in with our kids. And it's important to be mindful of that. We're going to talk more about being mindful, respect. I love it. I love it. Happy and independent. Yes, please pay your own bills. Independent and functioning society. Yes, just to be happy and enjoy life. I love it. That's so sweet. Happiness and feel accomplished. Yes, a lot of times we want from our kids for them to have the things that we want for ourselves. It's all tied in there. And how do we do it? How do we get this from our kids? Is it authoritarian style? You better, you gotta, you have to. We've all been there. Or democratic? Well, if I give you this, then you that. Is it permissive? Well, you can just take whatever you want. Or is it uninvolved? Well, hopefully they're up there doing something. We know that there's several different styles of parenting, and there's different variations and ways we can go about this journey of raising a baby human into an adult human. And none of them are all the way right. None of them are all the way wrong. It is a big pot of whatever works at that time most of the time. So whenever we are doing it, it's important for us to hopefully come from a place where we are focusing and remembering on the things that we want from our kids and the thing that we want for our kids. Being able to have that grace and understanding for their development, at the same time having grace and understanding from our own. Drop a one in the chat. if you really, really, really want your kids to just be themselves, to grow and develop, just drop that one in the chat. If you want them to be healthy and well, kids, cool. I think we're all on the same page there. Thank you. See, they are confident in their abilities. Yes, let's get some confident kids here. All right. And a big part of what we want to see is them, and them is how our parents did to us, how our parents treated us. Drop a one in the chat if you feel like your parents just did the best they could. Drop a two in the chat if you feel like they had a lot to learn and they're still learning. Drop a one in the chat if you just feel like the parents. I think as we get older, we learn like, whoa, our parents just did what they could when they could. And then sometimes there's still a lot of folks who just, parents are just still working on taking care of themselves. So understanding, wow, how did our parents do it? Do we have authoritarian parents? Did we have permissive parents? Did we have parents that kind of just let us do whatever? What kind of parents did we have? And how did that shape how we're raising our kids? How did that impact us? Now, once again, we're asking some real questions here. I always put family first. I love it. We're asking some real questions here because we really want to understand what helps us to get to that point of being well. And that's a journey. That's a journey through some of the difficult questions, some of the difficult understandings of what it means to be a parent and what it means to be a person. What does it mean for us to be well within ourselves? So we got to look at that. There's always room to share. And looking at who we are and who we are becoming is a huge impact. And looking at our youth and understanding who they are becoming. Um, Once again, we're not willing to yell. We're not frustrated if we don't have that buy-in, and if we don't have a past that has been shaped by our parents, and we're trying to shape kids. Putting the family first, hard work, get along, avoid disputes, speak only if you have something good to say. I love it. I love it. I think you all have been thinking about this. I think you all have invested time and energy into raising your children, and I think that is amazing. I think that's amazing. What scares you about parenting? Mm, what scares you about parenting? I know no one told me, especially my parents didn't tell me that they were scared. They told me that I better get my butt in this house. They told me I better put that down. They told me don't run with scissors. They told me actions, but they didn't tell me that the things that I was doing made them afraid. So I didn't understand that fear was a part of the experience that they were having. I thought they had it all together. I didn't know that it was scary being a parent. So if you can, drop what makes you scared as a parent. What makes you, what fears are you have about being a parent? What are the fears there? Scared of the unknown. We don't know. I know it was so crazy, especially with this pandemic of kids having so many questions. Hey, when are we going back to school? I don't know. When is it going to be safe to go outside? I don't know. When is it going to be? I don't know. We don't know. The all-knowing parents that we have when we are put in the position of the unknown, it is fear, their health. Oh man. Every time I feed kids a chicken nugget or a burger, I'm like, oh man, am I contributing to their XYZ health issues? What am I going to be doing? We should be exercising right now. Get up and do jumping jacks right now. Lay off the sugar, no more candy. Their health, just them being healthy. And when we're talking about health, we're also talking about mental health. That's an aspect that I know my parents never talked to me about, but is there. How are you taking care of your mental health? And at the same time, what does mental health even really mean? Failure in general. Woo, that's a tough one, especially because life, failure is life. Raising kids, being a kid is, I think about 95% about being able to fail and then figure out what works and what doesn't work. Failure, scared the kids will become a bad adult. And we've all driven in traffic with bad adults. We've all seen bad adults in the grocery store and bad adults at work. Hmm. Remember, we're on so many coworkers on here, so none of the bad coworkers are here. But understanding, wow, sometimes you think, wow, who raised you? It's a lot. There's a lot of fear involved in helping a person become an adult person, as we do. And one of the biggest things for me is helping to address my fears and look at them and be aware, like, yo, this is scary. This is really scary. As you said, I'm thinking about their physical health, their mental health. I'm thinking about, are they going to be a good partner? Are they going to find a spouse? And if they do, are they going to be a jerk with their spouse? How much pain are they going to be enduring? Because pain is coming, pain's on its way. How are they going to be able to deal with failure? Failure's on its way. They're going to miss that swing at the baseball game. They're going to miss that shot at the basketball game. They're going to fail something. How do they handle these things? Oh, it is so much. How do I keep them safe? How do I keep them safe? I want them to go outside and play. I want them to be able to ride a bike. I want them to have experiences, but I need them to be safe as well. How do I balance all that? Maybe I was not mindful of their fears. I didn't see them with fear. Right. We didn't see our parents with fear. We just saw them with certainty and authority and the demand for respect. But we didn't acknowledge that our parents were terrified. Terrified. Is there lead in this paint? Is the mass murderer going to get my baby? Is my child going to be able to have a job? Are they going to be able to have an education? Is racism going to affect my child? Is my child going to be accepted in society? Are they going to find a way to pay for their own therapy that they're going to need after dealing with me? What are those fears out there? Thank you so much for being just for being able to share your fears. It has been so important for my children to see me as a human being. So one day when they grow up and acknowledge that dad is a human, it doesn't strike them by surprise. So it's been a process of being vulnerable, and one of the biggest tools I use in being vulnerable with my children, my kids, the families that I work with, is being vulnerable with myself and having the ability to just step back and take a breath. So I want us all to do that. We have the wind chimes in the background. I cue that up for you. Wind chimes. Here we go. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths. And if you're sitting, you can stay sitting. Um, and if you're standing, you can stand. But I'm going to remain in my chair, and I'm going to allow my shoulders to relax. I'm going to allow my face to be soft. And we're going to do a deep belly breath here. So a deep belly breath is a breath where we breathe all the way down into our belly. Our belly's going to raise and fall like a balloon. As we breathe into our diaphragm, you know, our diaphragm, when we sing, it always comes from our diaphragm. Breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth. So I want you to get the technique first, and then I'll explain exactly why breathing in this way helps us to be mindful. And we're going to exhale through the mouth, yes. Hopefully you brushed your teeth. Well, we're online, so it doesn't matter. I won't smell it. We're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to exhale through the mouth. And I'll tell you why. And then we're going to breathe in and out through, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose as well. So we're going to do two. We're going to breathe in and out through the nose, and then we're going to breathe in and out through the mouth. Okay? Shoulders relax. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your chest up. Relax the shoulders down. I want you to feel strong. I want you to feel powerful. I want you to feel relaxed. On the count of three, we're going to start with our first round of breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And a slow exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in. Slow exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in. And a slow exhale through the mouth. Woo. Woo. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good. All right. So when we breathe in and out, it helps us to relax our body. But when we breathe in and out in through our nose and out of our mouth in this context, it helps us to do the silent yell of just getting it out. Sometimes we feel like you just gotta orally get it out, like we just wanna we just want to get it out. And we can do that through a breathing way. Now we're gonna breathe in and out through our nose. I want you to just pay attention to the subtle differences, and I'll tell you exactly why we breathe in and out of our mouth on this round. You ready? Here we go. Once again, sitting up nice and tall. Let your arms just fall to your sides. Let your body relax. Roll those shoulders back and down, chest slightly raised, sitting up nice and tall. Let's drop our chin down towards our chest. On the count of 3, we start breathing in through our nose and out of our nose. 1, 2, 3. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Keep your lips slightly pressed together, softening your face. Take a deep breath into the nose. Slowly exhale through the nose. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax the feet. Deep inhale through the nose. Breathe in. Breathe in a little bit more. Slow, long exhale through the nose. Awesome job. Do me a favor, please, and drop one word to describe how you feel in the chat. When we breathe in and out of our nose, it sends a signal to our brain that it's time to relax and calm down. It sends those feel-good endorphins. It takes us out of this state of panic, anxiety, stress, and brings us into the state of focus, calm, and relax. Allowing yourself to breathe in and out of the nose helps us calm down that nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. If you haven't heard it before, that fight or fight. When you're running up those stairs, when you're carrying one kid in one hand and then the baby bag in the other hand, or the walking across the street and you start breathing in and out of your mouth, it's because you're stressed. It's the body's fight to get oxygen in. But when we're breathing in and out of our nose, the body is relaxed, the mind is calm, the mind is focused. And we can center on the important work of being there and being present for our children. Thank you for dropping in the chat how it feels to breathe. Ooh, awesome. I hear relaxed. I see calm. I see sleepy. There we go. When you're staying up all night, get a chance to take a little relaxed break, nice and focused. Good. So there's way more breathing techniques, and we'll definitely get into more next week during our family yoga session. But right now, I want to talk to you about what we're doing today, bringing a sense of awareness, access, and practice. So this is where we jump into some of the tools that help us bring ourselves back to that place of calm, that place of peace, that place of flow. So after we brought up all the questions, why am I afraid? What's going on? How do I become this? How do I do this? How do I deal with the stress of being a parent? How do I help myself? How do I help my kid? We want to grow an awareness of the tools that are out there. And as we grow an awareness, then we want to have access to them. I need those tools right now. And then, of course, we have to practice them. All right, so we got some awareness, some access, and some application. Good. Especially in the moment, we want to be aware of the tools that are there. So in awareness with the kids, we want to make sure we start early. So make sure they are aware of those tools and you're aware of those tools early. So one of the biggest things you can do is help them to become aware of the breathing exercises too. So when you're breathing, letting them know, Daddy needs a break right now. Mommy needs a break right now, so I'm going to take a breath. You need a break right now, let's take a breath. And as we start kids early, they understand, okay, I need to stop. Mommy breathing, and it's time to relax and chill. And I like to use a lot of different techniques to help them to understand it. All right. So about pre-K through second grade, we introduce those breathing exercises, fun movements and noises. We get to use those fourth breathing noises. Utilizing the big breaths. Whatever noise and things we can use to help ourselves to breathe and help them to breathe is always bringing them in and starting them early and getting some fun. And then we also can start in those yoga challenges and yoga flows. All right. When we're talking about kids, we're talking about different ways we can help to get them involved and get them to use yoga as a tool. And sometimes yoga is just not fun for them. So that's when we bring in the challenges. All right, son, we need to take just about 15 seconds to breathe. Are you ready? Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into a 15-second challenge. Now, Kids love challenges, whether it's an online challenge with some kind of new dance, or it's a video game challenge. Can you get to this level, that level? They love challenges. So we're gonna do a brief challenge right now. This is called the 10-second chill out challenge. So for 10 seconds, we are going to chill out. I'm gonna do my best to stay focused and count from 10 to 1. And you're gonna do your best to stay focused by just focusing on your breathing. So every time you hear a number, it's going to remind you to breathe. Every time you hear a number, it's going to remind you to breathe. That's all you got to do. All right. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Is this better? Sorry about the background noise and the wind that's going on. So I'm going to count from 1 to 10. And every time you hear a number, it's going to remind you to breathe. So all my young people there, all my kids there too. This is a chill out challenge. Can you sit there quietly for 10 seconds and chill out and relax? On the count of 3, we're going to start. So you can lay down, or you can sit in your chair or sit in your yoga position with your legs crisscrossed, ready to go. On the count of 3, we're going to start. Just for 10 seconds, relax and chill out. Oh, the wind is picking up. That means it's time to chill. On the count of 3, we start. 1, close your eyes, relax. 2, soften your shoulders, soften your face, and breathe. Let's go. Breathe in and breathe out for 10. Relax. 9, 8, relax your belly. 7, relax your fingers. 5, relax your face. 4, breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Everybody clap their hands 2 times. And let's stretch our arms up, breathe, relax and release, and stretch it out, let it go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So just breathe 10-second challenges, 15 seconds, just depending on the age, and help you take a break as you count them down, as you relax them down, and help them to take a breathing break too. Yoga, of course, helps them to move their body so we can incorporate it in sports. Hey, right before we throw that soccer ball, throw that basketball, that baseball, let's take a deep stretch and feel good. So they get a chance to stretch and you get a chance to stretch too. Everything we use helps to get them to be aware of yoga, and it helps ourselves to be aware of how we can use yoga to interact with our youth. All right. So of course, we're going to get into more of the meditation and the mindfulness practice, but being able to stay conscious of your breath and use that as a tool to bring your kids in and help them to grow in awareness, and for you to be aware of the tools that are out there. And one of the biggest tools, of course, is using some reverse psychology like we just did in the Chill Out Challenge. Hey, I have a challenge for you. Can you sit still? Can you relax and breathe? Hey, I have a challenge for you. Can you stretch your hands all the way up to the sky? I have a challenge for you. Can you do this? With younger kids, using that reverse psychology is something helpful. Hey, if you do this, it's going to be really fun to lay down and relax and pretend that you are riding a spaceship and getting blasted off into relaxation land. Being able to relax and chill is a powerful part of the practice that we have. So helping them to become aware of the different practices helps us also to become aware of the different practices that we have to use to relax and chill. All right. And just being aware of the influences that are out there. Whatever celebrity, whatever musician that you know of, they do yoga. And if they can do it, we can do it too. So as you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook and you see some of your favorite celebrities doing yoga, just give that to yourself as a pass to just breathe and stretch and relax. As you continue to grow in your awareness, you start to become aware of the benefits. Mind, body, and spirit. Now, when we're talking about the spirit, we're talking about the comment that we had earlier about putting families first. Putting family first, having that family spirit connected where we are connected and we are engaging in just different powerful practice to help us relax and stay alone with each other. There's so many different things to distract us from what it means to be a family, what it means to stay connected, what it means to stay aware of who we are. Hola. It's important for us to continue to join in and relax and allow ourselves to have that spirit of mindfulness and wellness. Good. And we know the benefits of just helping us to relax and calm down. And we know the benefits of helping us to de-stress and relaxing our body. Cool. So when we're talking about access, we're talking about some of the big moves, creating that space and time. All right. So raise your hand if you have time already in your schedule to do yoga. You can raise your hand or you can just drop a one, whatever works for you. Raise your hand or drop a one in the chat if you already have time and space to do yoga. Please. All right. Cool. If you don't have time and space already, cool. Drop a two. If you're trying to build time and space, drop a two. Thank you, thank you. If you're trying to create time and space in your life to do yoga, drop a two. If you already have it, drop a one. Cool beans. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, here we go. So we're gonna give you a couple of tips to be able to include yoga into your space. All right, I want to switch it up a little bit. We're gonna go into a different camera, so everybody hold tight for me, please. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the beautiful garden. Sorry about the wind in the background noise. I love to be outside sharing yoga. It is getting windy. I'm so sorry. I hope you can all hear me very loud and clearly. But I want to share some yoga tools that you can do even in your busy day. Cool. So the first thing we're going to get into, we don't have the space, we don't have the time to create it. Now, I can be cramped up in a room. I can be in a closet. I can be in the bathroom and do yoga. Yoga is so accessible because you can do it anytime, really anywhere. I have a mat right there, but I don't need it. I have comfortable clothes. I have space, just enough space to move my body. And now I'm ready to share some yoga with you. So once again, I'm sorry about all the wind, but I wanted to come outside to show you, you don't need a bunch of space. You can do it in the chair or you can do it standing up. But we're gonna start off with our mountain pose. Good. So mountain pose, you stand up nice and tall. Now I'm gonna take these heavy shoulders, from lifting light and roll them back and stand up nice and tall. I'm gonna take my palms and roll them out towards you and you roll your palms towards me. My chest is raised, my hips are forward, and I'm breathing deep. Now, mountain pose is the foundation of the standing pose in yoga. And what it really does is help you connect. So I'm looking down and my feet, they're a little ashy, it's all right. My feet are aligned with my ankles, aligned with my knees, aligned with my hips, aligned with my shoulders. Important to have that body alignment. It makes you feel grounded, it makes you feel secure, it makes you feel confident. Whenever I teach this to kids, they always feel like they are a superhero, standing confidently, standing brave, standing proud. All right. So our first move right here is mountain pose. And then we're going to come from our mountain pose into our shoulder roll. Relax your hands, shake your hands. And then let's take these shoulders and roll them out. Inhale, let's bring those shoulders up to our ears. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them in the chair or standing up. And then exhale, roll those shoulders back and down. Let's do that two more times. Inhale, shoulders roll up, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, roll back and down. One more, shoulder squeeze. This is taking out the tension and the tightness in your shoulders. This is taking out the stress that builds up. This is taking out the, when we just want to grab them up real quick. Our shoulders build up so much tension and stress. Whenever the kids are running with scissors, whenever the kids are just saying something new, what happens to our shoulders? They come up here. So we roll them out to release that stress and that tension. I'm going to take both my hands. I'm going to bring them right here in front of my chest. This helps me to remember to breathe. On the count of three, we're going to take a deep breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, on the count of three, let's start. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in through the nose. And slowly breathe out. Good. Let's go into a full body stretch here. Once again, we don't need any space. We don't even need the mat. The mat is there. I want to inhale, bring both my hands up and into the sky. Stretch up. Good. As I'm stretching up, I'm pulling my hands up and pulling my whole body up, my spine up, stretching through my whole body, getting in through our different systems in the body to help clean out the toxins that occur from being stressed. Good. And I'm going to drop my hands down to the sides once again. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. One more time. Let's inhale, bring those hands up into the sky. Stretch up, reach up. Good. I want you to pull your whole body up. Even pull the bottom of your ribs up, the lower ribs up. Everything comes up, up, up. And then exhale, relax the hands down. Let's do another shoulder roll here because we're stressed out. Inhale, bring those shoulders up, stretch them out. Exhale, relax them back and down. So this is something we can do when we're with our kids. This is something that we can do to help us bring us back in the moment and be chill, just relax for a second. Taking that time. All right. Stretching the whole front of our body. Let's inhale, bring both hands up into the sky once again. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring my arms back, lean back, stretch back, and bring my head to the sky and say, yeah. Oof. Good. Shake out the shoulders. Stretching through the whole front of the body. Let's do that again. Inhale, bring those hands up. Lean back, open up. Relax and letting it go. One more time. Let's take it slow and easy. Coming from our mountain pose, the hands come up nice and slow. Breathing, 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 breathing. And you see how my arms come behind my ears, opening up through my chest. I remember my mother clutching her chest sometimes when I said something crazy or did something. So when we open our chest, we release that tension, that tightness as parents. Open up, bring the hands back, stretch back, lean back, and then bring the arms down, stretching, 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 opening up, relaxing, releasing. Good. Let's bring those hands to the heart once again. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's take 2 more of those. Deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Breathe in. Good. Let's move through our sides now. As parents, we spend a lot of time picking things up, reaching down, reaching forward. So we want to make sure our back and our sides are stretched out so we don't feel tight and tense. A lot of times we feel confined, we feel tight and tense, and we take that out on our kids. The more we are loose, the less tense we are, the more we can be available and present for our kids. When we talk about self-care, we always talk about go and get your nails done, go and take a bath, go and do those things. But sometimes it's really about just feeling good in your body right now. And one of the best ways that we can do that is through our physical postures, through our stretching and our movement. Now, I'm going to drop my right hand down to the right side and slowly, slowly, slowly reach down and reach over. This section right here, I call these my in-love handles, because it reminds me of how much I am in love with food and life and myself, just accepting everything for what it is. So I stretch through my side and feel the stretch opening up, helping with my digestion. Of course, if our stomach is upset, we're going to be upset. Helping with my mind to relax and release. And if you want to add more, you can take that left hand, stretch it over, feel the stretch through your whole side. One more breath here, breathe in, stretch, and breathe out, slowly coming back and up to the top. Good, coming back to the center. Making our way to the center. A lot of times the kids just throw us off center. We're here, we're there, we're trying to do this, baseball game, football game, this academic thing. We get knocked off center. So bringing ourselves back to our center helps us to stay focused and deal with the frustrations of raising this baby human. I'm going to slide my left hand down my left side. Once again, opening up through my abdominal muscles, the core. Feeling that stretch right here. A lot of times we're bent over, we're driving, we're on the desk, we're typing, we're at work, we're on the couch. We want to open ourselves up, leaning over. Let's stay here for another 3. If you want to add the hand, you can. 2, and 1. Good. Inhale slowly, coming up. Perfect. Our hips, center of our body, they store a lot of emotions. It's known. The hips, especially if you're bearing children, is a lot of emotions and a lot of movement going through it. But in our world now, where we're sitting down all day, our hips are usually locked in. So a big way to release a lot of that tension and the emotion of just being with an emotional young being is being able to move the hips. So we're just going to really do some circles, moving those hips out and around. And once again, I haven't moved too much. I don't need a bunch of space. This is something that we always see dads doing right before they do some dad stuff. So we're just moving those hips in a circle. And whenever we're doing yoga, as long as we're moving with breath, we can call it yoga. So as you're moving through these different poses, stay focused on your breath. Moving, moving, moving. Good. Then we're going to go the other way. And you feel things popping, you feel things shaking, you feel things rocking and rolling. That's okay. As long as we're moving, we're doing good. Nice. All right. Shaking it out, moving it out. And your kids can be there with you, but being able to take a second just to move. Now, it's been about 5 minutes, and we did about 5 different postures and poses to help you really relax and be focused. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of money or even energy. It just takes you to grab a moment to be with yourself and breathe and move. All right. Now, whenever I tell people I'm a yoga instructor, one of the first things they always tell me is, I can't even touch my toes. It's never about touching your toes and about flexibility. It's just about allowing your muscles to stretch and open up with breath. So we're going to come back into that mountain pose. Palms out, shoulders relaxed, chest is up. I want you to bend your knees slightly. Bend your knees, have a nice little bounce. And I'm going to bend from the waist. I'm going to lean forward, chest comes forward, show you the side view. Bend from the waist, pushing my hips back. Oh, my spine, my back is stretching here. So many of us have lower back issues and problems that make us cranky. And if you have a tight lower back, that means you have tight hamstrings. And if you have a tight hamstring, you probably got a tight heartstring too. So we want to open up the lower back and the hamstring by just four-folding here. Breathing deep, allowing the back muscles to open up, the leg muscles to open up. We're not going to stay here long. Only 3 breaths. Take them with me, please. Relax the face, relax the head. You can look to your left and right, look to your shoulders. And on the count of 3, you're going to breathe it out. 1, 2, 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's bend those knees and slowly roll out and slowly roll up. Feel the spine open up. Taking that tension and tightness out. Open up, stretch, bring both hands up into the sky, reach up, stretch up, lean back and say, woo! Good. And let's exhale, bring those hands back into the chest. And take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more deep breath in through the nose. And an open mouth exhale to let it go. Awesome. Awesome job. I'm going to come back to the other camera so I can talk to you more about the different tools that we have available to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you were able to move. Hopefully you were able to move. Good. All right. Cool. Hello. Do me a favor and let me know how you're feeling after the movements. Let me know how you're feeling. Once again, I'm sorry about all the noise. It is part of life. There's noise going on. I'm sorry. Next time I'll make sure we have quiet place, but I wanted to give you the real. All right. So we talk about having time and having space to move. Once again, we did about 5 minutes of movement there, and that's all you need to be able to feel stretched and relaxed. You can do those same moves in the chair. You can say moves when the kids are there and when they're not there. You can do them even in the car. Just let me know how you feel. Let me know what was happening for you. Oh, awesome. All right. And we like doing those big moves to help stretch our body. Good. And even when we're working with the kids, we like to use those themes. We talk about superheroes being involved, sports being involved, music. How can we incorporate those movements into what we are doing? Sometimes it's just a reframing of how we can address and go about. Because sometimes even Superman needs to take a break. And as parents, you are super parents. Cool. So I want to bring us into what it looks like for you to have a practice. It has to be fun and it has to be rewarding for you. As parents, you know the importance of being able to understand that, hey, this could be fun, this could be cool. So just doing those fun, different tools and tips can make it the best for you. So I like to use a lot of the screaming, and I like to use a lot of the ways of embarrassing the kids when I'm with them, and just making it fun and making it feel good for you. And it'll be a reward. The reward is you feel good. The reward is you're able to be present with your kids. The reward is you get to build cool sequences. So a lot of working with my kids, and they'll be like, all right, is it time to do the leg up and the this and the that? And is it time for me to practice? Is what I always like to think of. So really quickly, and I'll send this to you. Here's a sequence. So when we talk about yoga sequence, this is what we just did. Hands down in our mountain pose and hands up in our tall mountain, then we fold forward, and then we step into different poses. So I'll send you an email with some of these sequences in here, so you can see them anytime, and you can even read them as well and see some of the videos and check them out. Because the most important practice is your practice. The most important practice is your practice. And as we talk about practice, we talk about mindfulness. So I want us to all go on a mindful journey really quickly. So once again, find a comfortable spot in your chair, on your bed, or whatever, sitting up nice and tall. And I want you to find that comfortable breath. That breath where you don't even have to think about it, it just kind of happens. That breath where you get to let go. Check in with your body. As you find yourself in a comfortable seat, you're going to hear me. You're going to hear the noise in the background, but the most important thing is your breath. Eyes closed if you can, but definitely relaxing your whole body. Mindfulness is just a checklist. It's a checklist of what are you becoming aware of. And as parents, we always have a checklist. Ooh, did I bring my wallet? Did I turn off the stove? Did I bring their Coke? Are their bottles ready? Did I turn off this? Did I turn on this? We always have a constant checklist in our minds, for us and for our kids. But to be able to have a checklist of your own mindfulness is an important skill for you and your kids. So we're going to go through the checklist of being able to relax your entire body. So as you sit into a comfortable seat and you allow the little child to bring you towards you, help you soften. I want you to first take a deep breath, breathe in, and then as you exhale, to relax your toes. The tops of the bottoms of your feet. Maybe you have shoes on, if your shoes are off, just kind of wiggle your shoes, wiggle your toes, and relax your feet. Soften through the ankles. Let that relaxation move with the breath